First and foremost, hello everybody. Lovely to be here. Thank you for having me, and thank you very much, Simon, for the invitation. To put this in a little bit of context, I'm a business coach. So what I do is I learn voraciously. I'm constantly learning, constantly on courses. And I have been experimenting with LinkedIn since about March. I'm part of the Professional Speakers Association, so that's one of the things I do as well. And when I was at one of the very last gigs before we all got shut down, somebody said from the stage, if anybody wants to be in a little LinkedIn pod, I'm starting one up. Who's interested? And I was like, whoop, I'm in there. Let's do this. So I've been part of his pod since the end of March, about 22nd of March, and it's been amazing, and I've learned so much. Since then as well, because of being in the pod, I've connected with somebody else who has introduced me to a course. So I'm currently on a course which is kind of embedding everything in. Now, this is a year-long course that I have been on for about a month, and I'm nearly 50% of the way through. I love it. So there's so much information that's kind of, so I've really got to remember to take it back to basics. What I want to know is actually, before I share, let me just come back to have a look at everybody. Who gets their leads from LinkedIn currently? Hands up. Whoa. Oh, this is awesome, because there's so much. Seriously, there's so much you can do. It takes a bit of effort. Who gets leads from their social media generally? Whether you get them from Facebook or Instagram or... Okay.
None.
That's okay. That's fine, because whether you're working from a current database or whether you're just doing networking, LinkedIn for me has been a real eye-opener, because I used to be the networking tart. So those of you that know me from old, I was part of BNI. I was looking after the Essex region. I was fortunate to go around the world speaking for BNI. And that's how I got all my customers and how I got all my leads and my prospects. But LinkedIn, God bless the pandemic. I know it's a curse, but you find the silver lining somewhere, don't you? And if it wasn't for the pandemic, I wouldn't have gone online to the extent that I have. And now it literally is like turning on a tap. So if you want to turn on a tap to get some leads and then learn how to turn those into prospects and turn those into clients, this is a very important 15 minutes, okay? So I'll go back to the beginning. So have a look at your, starting at the very beginning. When people want to find out about you, they come to your profile. And what does your profile say? Now, for a lot of people, you've got your lovely little picture here. Can everyone see that, by the way? If there's any, we're okay? Shout if you can't. I don't know what I'll do if you can't see it, but technology and me aren't always friends, but it's going to work today. And then you have a background picture. Now, if on your profile, you've currently got the blue background picture, you're missing a trick, okay? Because people see that and there's judgment. As in a networking meeting, you walk in scruffy, there's judgment. You don't do a polished 60 seconds, there's judgment. I know we shouldn't, but we do. We're human beings. We have this go-to space of like, oh, is that all I can? You can hear yourself saying it, can't you? So when somebody is good on LinkedIn, or somebody who is prolific on LinkedIn and has a lot of followers on LinkedIn, if they come to your profile and go, right, let's see if I want to connect with this person, blue background, big negative, okay? So what I want you to do is find an appropriate image. I would suggest for Terry, as an example, get a private plane on there. Why not? Make it look absolutely awesome. Very slick, very professional. Not a little, just a quick one that you've taken yourself. Really make this a professional photo. So for me, I do a lot of videos. I do a lot of speaking. So this was kind of an appropriate. But the trick, really, the big trick, apart from the image that is relevant to your trade, and if that's you, if you're a service provider and that's you, make sure you're on it. This bit here on the left-hand side. Why make anybody work harder to connect with you than they need to? Some people say, oh no, I've got my contact info down there. Well, hang on, they've got to click on that to go and find it. Why don't you just have it there for them? Make it easy. Don't give them anything else to do. And that goes with any of your marketing, right? Don't give them 3 hoops to jump through before they come to you. Make it really as simple as possible. And then when they get to you, give them choices. And the choice isn't work with me or don't work with me. The choice is, as Zoe was saying, you can buy this stuff from us, or I can come and do the cleaning, or we can help you with it. There's things that you can offer, but don't give them too much choice, depending on where they're coming from, but give them some choice so that you've got the Hobson's choice, as it were. They're going to work with you or they're going to work with you. It just depends how they're going to do it. So make sure you make it easy. This image here has to be your face, and it cannot be your holiday snap. So if that's what you're looking at the moment, that lovely holiday you had in Ibiza and you were smiling and you were brown and you look good, everyone knows it's a holiday snap. This is a professional platform. Put your holiday snaps on Facebook, put them on Instagram, but on LinkedIn, we want a professional photo. Now, this photo isn't great, right, for me, because other people have said the face is a bit small. So when that comes up on any comment, on any post, there's a little picture of me there, you can't really see my face that clearly. But the reason I leave it there is because I've had more comments about the hat than probably anything. Interesting. Oh, I love the hat, Jill. Oh, where'd you get the hat from? Oh, you look great in a hat. And it's another reason that I can connect with them. Okay, so it's another way for me to, it's an excuse. That's all you want, is a friendly, get personable, and put it together. Remembering, talking about being personable, this is your personal brand on here. Your company brand sits down here. This is your company page. You have to have a company page. I'm not saying it's the law. I'm saying, why would you not? Put your company page up there. It's just the professional thing. That's where all your fancy articles might go if you're going to be doing some content marketing. That's where your latest image is going to sit that you can refer to and you can bring into your posts. Okay, so those are the three things I would say for definite. If you do that, you're going to get some more connections. And that's what it's all about. It's the numbers game, isn't it? Make sure you're saying what you're talking about, what services you provide, and then look at all the things that are going on. The biggest thing you can put on LinkedIn is a good old video. In fact, it's the best thing you can put anywhere. Now, this isn't a great example, but the reason I've left it there is it's basically encapsulates what Collaboration Global is about, which is my organization. But make it humorous, make it fun. If you're going to do a post on LinkedIn and you want to put a video on, do not go over 2 minutes. The attention span of LinkedIn people is very, very short. So we have to keep it short and sweet. Okay. Now this is where you get your interesting stuff. So from today, make a note of these things. Okay, and then basically see if you can beat them. Gamify it for yourself, it makes it more interesting. Now, this is over a 90-day period. When I started, I was on about 195. Now, this is only so far. This is about a month's worth. I'm averaging between 700 and 900 views on my profile, which I'm very pleased about, because somebody who has 26,000 connections, who is in my pod, also gets between 900 and 1,200 views on his posts. So the post and the content is as powerful to get your reach out there as it is to have all the other stuff in place. So I'll go on to the post in a minute, but just to kind of write yourself down, make sure this is your activity. So this is me writing on other people's posts and comments, and it shows that I'm an active person, because you don't really want something that was there. You can also see I've got 3,686 followers. Don't get hooked up on the numbers. From your own personal, as I say, gamify it for yourself. You want to be growing. I can't remember what I was at the beginning. I was something about 2,000 followers. It wasn't a huge amount, but these are quality. It's about quality, not quantity. So other people might have 20,000. Big deal. If you've got the business, because the numbers aren't important. That's the vanity score. What you want is these kind of things. Let's have a look. Sorry if I'm going quickly, but Simon is recording this. So hopefully you can go back and have a look at it. But there's so much to tell you, and I don't want to waste a minute, right? So you can see here all the stuff that you can, up for yourself. But what's really important for me, I've got 46 people who've asked me to connect. That's not 46 people I've gone to say, hello, would you like to connect with me? That's 46 people that have seen my post that have gone, oh, that's interesting. They'll check my profile out. They've liked that. They've seen some of my other stuff and they've liked that. They've looked at a video or two and they've liked that. And then they said, can we connect? So when I accept, I'm not just going to accept and go, oh, accept. No, because that's kind of like quantity and not quality. I'm going to go onto her profile. I'm going to have a look. Is she my demographic? Is she the sort of person that I need to contact with? Is she the sort of person that's going to buy my stuff?
Careful what you say.
Hey, sorry, Helen. I didn't realize that. But But exactly, I'm going to check you out, girl. I'm going to make sure that we're the sort of people that are going to be aligned and are going to have fun and going to enjoy ourselves. Okay, so I will accept that, and you will see in a little while that I'll send you a little message. Now, whether you've got paid LinkedIn or not, you can still send a message. There's an in-mail that you're allowed to send, I think 100, and then it says you've got no more in-mail credits. It's like, but you have to pay for those. But I just send a message, and you can still send a message, and it's fine. So if you look down here, okay, these are all my messages that I've sent, and these are all the people that have responded to me. So when I send a little message, my general comment is, thanks so much for asking to connect. That's really kind of you. I noticed that you've done this, this, and this, or I noticed you're into HR. That's fantastic. Tell me a bit more about that. Oh, by the way, you might want some free stuff. And that's what you're offering them. Hey, there's a PDF that I've just produced around. So if it was Helen, for example, a PDF I've just put in about what's happening in COVID, or I've got a webinar coming up, or I do a half-hour support call for free if you're interested. Here's my details. So you give them something that's a freebie and they go, oh, aren't they nice? So for me, I'll be saying, hey, I've got a meeting going on at the end of the month with my community. Do you fancy coming and joining and finding out what it's all about? Why would you not? It's free. So people come to that. So I've got my people coming into a meeting. When they come to a meeting, they go, wow, this is pretty cool. Actually, what else? I think I might join. I think I might get involved. I think I might find out some more. And they're in the funnel, and obviously they're going to love me, so they're going to join. So you see how it goes. It's those connections that are personal. It's not about scattergunning. It's not about advertising. It's not about pushing your stuff out onto unsuspecting people. It's about making a nice sticky connection. And you know, I will talk about somebody's hat if they're wearing a hat on their profile picture. I'll talk about, hey, you're in Kansas. How's Dorothy these days? Whatever it is, whatever I'm connecting, I'll make it fun and I'll make it interesting. And I have had not only people that have come to the meetings, which is my sort of free gift that I'm giving to people, but I've had partnerships. I've had book writing opportunities where people come to me because I help them to write their books. I've had business clients out of it, and it's like you never know where it's going to go, but because you're becoming friends online. You're not doing the here's my automated message coming to you, because people really get fed up with that. Now, I haven't got very long, so that gives you an idea of the people that you're going to connect with. Let me just move that out of the way. So wrong one. Hang on. There we go. Posts. This is the trick, right? Everything like Facebook and all the rest have algorithms. So LinkedIn's got its magic algorithms. Hang on. Bear with.
Jill, this is where the gold dust is. So if it's okay with the group, we do have time.
Okay.
Please take 5 minutes more, because this is where the gold dust is.
Thank you. Just trying to get into. Oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for. So you've got all your activity. So this is all my activity that I've done in the last, well, today basically, and it takes a bit of a mission. So. Lots and lots of things that are going on. But if I wanted to have a look at my posts in particular, it gives you an idea of the how quickly it grows, right? So when I started out, this is just today, right? I would get, on average, it tells you how many views you've got, how many people have actually seen it, how many people have had it go in front of their eyes and possibly click on it and watch it. Whatever you've done, whatever your view is. And I think I was around about 15, 20 views, and then I put a bit of effort into it and I got it up to about 100, and 100 was about as far as I was going to get. So this was posted at about 7 o'clock this morning. Let's see, I have no idea how many views I've got so far. There we go, 470. Now it's what, 10 o'clock in the morning. To be honest, that's not great. By the end of today, it should be around about 2,000. All right. On average, I'm getting 2,000. Sometimes my best one was about 5,000 to 6,000. This one is yesterday. Let's see how much better yesterday did. $3,350. Okay. Now, the ones that do really well are the ones that have a GIF. I've experimented. An image is great if it's a really good quality image and it's really relevant, and usually puppies go down a hell of a storm. But a GIF, if it's relevant and it's quite funny, not too busy. Put ones up that are busy and people just moan about them. You get loads of comments, but it's like, oh, for goodness sake, that's a horrible GIF, because people don't actually understand that you can just move the GIF out of the way while you're actually answering. So there's lots of different ways, but if you go to giphy.com, you can get and just type in whatever your post is going to be about. Also, don't write, this is a top tip for you, Simon, today, out the way, Quilla, is don't write all in block. Now, when we were at school, as us grown-ups, you're taught to write in paragraphs, right? And that's the way people read. And you and I, we do read like that. But apparently, science tells us that millennials take their information on board in bite-sized pieces. So you need to break it up. And for some people of our generation, that's quite frustrating. It's like, why do you keep putting lines in it? But actually, they are skimming. All they're doing is skimming. Do I want to read this? So make sure you break it up a little bit. Hence the emojis. It just kind of helps. So if you're going to do a little list of anything, put little emojis. Don't put bullet points. Put an emoji like a tick or something that's going to just ping it out and make it look a little bit more visual. The other thing that's quite good is if you do a series, so people know that they can come and find the next part of the series tomorrow, same time tomorrow, see you here, 1 of 3, 1 of 5, 1 of 10, 2 of 10, 5 of 10, and you put that together. So if you've got a specific topic and one post isn't going to be enough, then you can write a series. The other thing to do is an article, 1,500 words, post on your page, and then do a post, several posts, 1 of 3 about the article. So not only are you writing about the topic within the article, but you're pointing them back to your article and back to your page. And what they're going to do, I'm going to follow that page because that's really interesting. So you're going to get more followers. Okay. The other thing is posting on your own. My thing is collaboration, right? So posting on your own, you're not going to get very far. The magic number really is 15. We need 15 people that are going to post within the magic hour. Now, the magic hour is between 7 and 8, because that's when people get up and they start scrolling. That's when they look at their phone. That's when they're going to have a little look. Used to be, in the old days, when they were on the train going to the office, they would be scrolling. So when are your audience around? Now, if you've got an audience in America, you're going to do it at lunchtime. You know, so it depends where your market is, but work out what they're going to do best. But for most businesses, 7 to 8 in the morning. So what happens is you get your pod, your 15 people that you're associated with. And if you give me your details, if you're really committed to doing this, I can introduce you to some of the pods that I'm in. And you make sure that you are up and you post at 7, then you take the link and you put that into the WhatsApp group of the people that you are part of the pod of, and they've got it. And then, of course, they're going to come and comment on your post. If you're going to comment, you can see here, you've got like, applause, celebrate, support, love, insightful, or curious. These are the only 2 that you really need to use because they have more traction on the algorithm for some reason. These that we've done all this kind of work already. So again, instead of doing a GIF, if you're doing a video, it's got to be under 2 minutes. I would say a really quality professional photograph that's probably your own. Don't forget to credit whoever you use. See, I've credited Giphy. If it's a photograph, you credit whoever took the photo in case you get caught out later. And then you post you put in your post into the comments on WhatsApp. They will then go to it, bless their cotton socks. And I've got 78 comments on yesterday's post. That will get you about 3,000. Let me see if is it going to come up for me? There we go. And of course, you've then got to go and comment on theirs because it's only fair. And what happens is when you've got all your lovely comments, you look down and you go, right, well, that's the 15 that are in my pod. Love them to pieces. I've commented on theirs. Great. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And then you'll see somebody else has commented, somebody else has commented. Your second connection, your third connection. And then if you think, oh, you have a little look at their profile, go, well, that's quite useful. Actually, connect with them, ask to connect with them. And the message is, thank you so much for commenting on my post. I really agreed with what you were saying. I thought we might take the conversation further. If you think they might be a nice client for you, that's a beautiful way in. Can we set up a one-to-one? Can we have a coffee, virtual coffee? The other thing I would do is set up something like Calendly. What do you use, Simon? Because I pinched that. Is it Appointlet?
I use Appointment, but Calendly's equally as good, I'm sure.
I find Calendly, if you're not technically focused, it didn't work for my head. So the one that you used was like bang, bang, so easy, let's do that. And basically you're giving them 2 or 3 options. So I give people 11 o'clock to 11:30 or 12 to 12:30, 3 days a week. And I keep those spare in my calendar. So if I'm talking on LinkedIn, I can just put that link in. Hey, choose a day rather than this. Can we do this day? I can't do that way. What about, can you do that day? Can you do that? It takes hours, doesn't it, to get sorted? And then make sure that you get in there. So that is kind of in a nutshell. Oh yeah, dogs, always good pictures. And then spend time telling people what you do and make it really simple. And if you're not sure, I mean, so a classic example, Simon sometimes will say things that he thinks are fascinating. And I'm like, is that even in English? Because it's in tech speak that he takes for granted and he thinks that we know. And I'm like 5 years old. You can't speak to me really slowly. I can't take it in. So you've got to, so again, splitting it up helps, but keep it really, really simple. I'm going to come back. I'm going to stop sharing now. So do you see how there are 615 million people on LinkedIn, right? So if you are B2B, that should be your first go-to space. Because what I'm finding, and having done an awful lot on Facebook, and I still do stuff on Facebook, don't get me wrong, I'm getting people on LinkedIn who have some money. I'm getting people on Facebook that are dead broke. Sweeping generalization, I get it, but that's just what I'm finding. So if you're a professional and you're hitting people who need to have a lot of money in their pocket to work with you, just bite the bullet. And you've got to post, I would suggest in the beginning for the first 3 months, Monday to Friday, 5 days a week, getting your awareness out there. And that means a bit of planning, bit of prep. Do not do what Gill does sometimes and sit at 6 in the morning writing her post so that she can post it at 7. Really not a great thing to do. Try and do it on a Sunday, do 5. Do not schedule them. Big note, do not schedule them. They have to be posted live on the day. LinkedIn know that you schedule, they're not interested because that's not you live. They want live interaction going. And that's why we have the pods, because it's all got to be at the same time. Okay. So plan and prepare for sure. Maybe map out what you're going to do in the following month. Week 1, I'm going to have these 3 things I'm going to be focusing on, and look at your different focus. And the areas, here we go. Where did I write that? So one of the posts needs to be observational. One is promotional. So that's about telling people what you're about. One's personal. Be personal. People want to get to know who you are. So one of my posts this week was like, hey, I'm starting a new exercise regime. Has it always got to be this tough? What's going on? And people are like, and poof, that's where it's 3,500, because people are empathizing and understanding what my problems are. And then maybe one article, and then take your posts from the article. So mix them up. It's not all about, this is what I do, this is what I do, come and work with me, because it's like shut off point. It's a mixture. But don't forget to tell them. So for me, every so often I say, what happens at a Collaboration Global meeting? Well, there's this and there's this and there's this. We have fun. We learn about our innermost emotions. We learn about our business. We learn how to collaborate. Why would you not come to a Collaboration Global meeting? And then you put the link. Also, last thing, and I'll shut up, Simon, call to action. Every post, please, please, please. If you can't squeeze it in, because you've only got so many characters to squeeze it in, put it in your first comment, because your comment on your post will always sit at the top, and have a call to action. That can be, let's have a virtual one-to-one, have a quick coffee. That can be, hey, do you want to buy my book? That can be, come to a meeting. Hey, I've got a free webinar going on. Whatever you've got that you can offer them. Would you like my free PDF on the 10 top tips to find out about HR? I don't know. You know the stuff that you give out. So that's Gill Tiny. Okay, hope that helped. But it's really worth doing. Seriously.
Let's hear it for Gill. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.